ultimately, you can be a dog lover and you can take that high moral ground and look down on people who are saying, take the dogs away. Because somewhere down the line, you're in complete denial of what the ground reality is. It is a fact. We can sit in gated communities as a dog lover and constantly pitch in for the dogs and say, how dare you do that? It's inhuman, it's cruel. But try explaining that to a mother who's taking her child in the morning in Narela or in some other place to school where the kid gets attacked, or a delivery agent who's coming on a bicycle and is attacked by a pack of dogs. So there is a problem.
There is a class issue here.
There is a clear problem which needs to be addressed, but is this the solution?
I don't think there is any other solution as of now. The Supreme Court is coming, it's very clear, from a place of frustration. Today the court said that the local authorities have not done their job, and I think this is the only possible solution, and I think, to my mind, this is the only humane solution at this point in time. Now look at the death fatality of rabies. It's 100%. I've known, and there have been instances of people taking the vaccination and doing what they can after a dog has bitten them, but then they still end up developing symptoms, and when you know that you have the symptoms, you're dead. There's no way you can recover.
And it's a very painful
death.
It's
very painful death. I recall in Ghaziabad, there was a young child who died in his father's arms in an ambulance. It was painful. Now it causes inconvenience to so many people. And like I said, this seems to be the only possible and doable solution. Sterilization, all of these measures that were ideally to be done and followed up by the authorities have not been done. So this is what looks like the most doable thing at this point in time.
What else? Zero infrastructure.
But how can the court not trust the same authorities to do
they don't
what they haven't done? What they haven't done.
So what to do?
I have a question. No, 1 second. Okay, what do you think is the solution?
I will tell you.
What do you think?
Setting up shelters, setting up a proper ABC system, actually sterilizing.
So this is a beginning. This is a step. This is
not a beginning.
Till then, the elderly should not step on
the argument is let's say that suddenly an MCD that has failed abysmally in carrying out the ABC.
Who is forcing whom? They're not doing anything.
I'll tell you one second.
Anisha, for once there is spotlight on this issue. The world, the country is divided. We are divided.
Fair point. So the fact is, yes.
Perhaps they can deliver
more better. And we expect the municipal corporations to actually do something.
Anisha, for people who pay high taxes, like somebody like me, I can't go cycling in the morning because I'm so afraid that 2 dogs will come running after me. And it's not like I'm an animal hater, but I'm just afraid of the stray animals.
It's
not just for dogs. Let me also tell you, I think the court should have extended this to bulls, to cows,
and
monkeys,
that is exactly the point. The ABC rules are for all of them.
But
all communities.
Let me go one by one. 1 second. Let Anisha, let's go one by one. Let's not interrupt anyone. I'll come to you right now. The fact is, there's a clear point that Sneha is trying to make, and she echoes the sentiment of many people who live in the Delhi NCR region. Or
Fair
what
enough.
you say right now is carry out, like Akshata also said, proper sterilization program. You're entrusting, which you guys are right. You can't entrust the same agency that has failed in this completely abysmally. But the larger question, there are still 9 to 10 lakh dogs right now. Let's say it's going to do its job slowly. You're going to do that sterilization program. What about the dogs that are currently still there? Are they going to continue biting the people of the NCR region? What's the solution to the ones that are already there?
So my question to that is from the other side. Fine, there are 9 lakh dogs according to you in Delhi NCR.
This is just a vague MCD figure.
I'm saying something. I'm making a point here. What are you going to do with them? Even if you round them all up, put them, where is that somewhere you will put them? Because a dog by nature is a territorial animal. The moment you put 5 dogs in one shelter, there will be fights. Effectively, you are giving a death sentence to all of these dogs. And I agree that aggressive dogs need to be taken care of, which is why the ABC rules exist, which is why it says if a dog bites, if a dog attacks, you round it up, take it, treat it, and then put it back. You've not rounded them up when they were biting. You've not treated them when they were biting. You have done nothing, and suddenly you want to take hundreds of dogs and put them God knows where, because we don't
entrust
know
the same
where.
authorities who did
Fair
nothing,
point.
right?
There
So,
is no, there is no shelter.
Allow me to flip the same
And it's
argument.
not just dogs, it's all stray
fair
animals.
point. Gaurav, allow me to flip this argument, because many say that, listen, dogs are a part of the scavenging chain where the ecology is concerned. You take dogs out, then you have a burgeoning population of cats, of rodents, of monkeys. Number two, you try and put them in shelter. The number that we're looking at is then the Delhi government has to spend more on dogs than it spends on even in public health. You're going to make a biohazard. You're putting them all in one area, and that is also a center of disease.
And
How do
that's
you
why the
answer that?
Supreme Court has taken, they are intelligent people. The judges have heard all sides of the story, and that's why they're coming up with solutions. So they're not saying
To
round
be
up
fair,
all
the Monday
10
order
lakhs.
was not on
Allow
after hearing
everyone
multiple
to
people.
speak. Yeah,
it's,
make your
it's
point.
not, it's not, look, are you also doubting that they're intelligent people?
Nope.
They will apply their minds.
Allow
they have applied their
everyone to
minds.
have their say.
So
Make
they've
your
applied
point.
their minds, and in their judgment, the society has to be safe for children, the society has to be safe for elderly. That the Supreme Court is very clear about. Point one. Point two, round up the dogs that are biting, and you know which are the dogs that are biting in every area. You round them up first. What are best practices that are followed world over? You see what happens in New York, for example. They round up dogs, whichever dog is biting any individual in a locality. They neuter that dog. They don't release that dog in that same society again. That dog is either put up for adoption. If that dog, so many dog lovers, let them adopt those dogs, give them a very happy home. If they're unwilling to give them happy homes, don't leave them out to, your love for a dog on the street cannot be more important than anybody else's right to safety on the street.
Feed them wherever. They feed them
one by one,
every
I'll come
nook
back
and
to
corner of
dangerous
the
dogs,
street.
dangerous dogs that bite, put them down. It happens world over.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
let
happens.
me.
That's what
of
I
course,
said. This is
true.
the most humane
allow,
way of doing it.
allow
Exactly what our
Akshita.
rules
1 second.
also
Allow
say.
Akshita to come in.
So
Akshita,
first
make
of
your
all, let
point.
me make it very clear that, look, we're not saying there should be stray dogs. We recognize the fact that every developed country doesn't have this menace. But having said that, the situation is not going to suddenly, become perfect by throwing them away. This is essentially looking the other way, right? You're just packing them away so you don't have to deal with the issue. You don't have to deal with the problem. There's a reason that the ABC program exists, because it's worked in other countries. Now, everyone will laugh if I refer to the Netherlands, because everyone thinks, oh my God, Netherlands is so beautiful. India can never be that. The reality
Look
is
at
that
the
in
population
Netherlands,
difference in the two countries.
reality
Allow,
is,
allow.
yes, we're talking about dogs, not humans, but anyway, look at the
Even
fact,
dogs.
Just what is the population of dogs in Netherlands?
The population
That's my
difference of
point.
dogs
Okay,
and
allow,
in
allow.
India and
That's my
Netherlands.
point.
Everyone.
Anyway, the
I mean,
program
let's have
there,
an intelligent debate,
oh,
yeah?
please, let's
Okay,
not get down to adopt.
Okay.
That's
let's-
very intelligent.
Okay, calm down.
Anyway.
Let's make your point.
The Netherlands policy is very clear of neuter, vaccinate, sterilize, which is what we ideally should have done. We haven't done it, so we're essentially paying the price for that now. Look, I'm at no point saying that stray dogs who are dangerous, and I agree with all of you there, stray dogs who are dangerous, who have rabies, who eventually also die because they have rabies, you must immediately identify them. They haven't done that, which is why you have dog bites.
Okay.
And as for, people being safe out there, I'm sorry, the streets of India are not safe. Are we
Okay.
seriously suggesting that dogs are the only issue on the
Okay,
streets
let
of
me go
India?
because, oh
And
my
are we not
God,
going to
so
talk
because
about
they're not
breeders,
safe,
about
so that is why
rapists,
let
about
rabid
chain
dogs also
snatchers?
bite
allow me
people.
to, allow me
Did
to
I
go.
say
Seriously?
Okay, one
I mean,
second.
really?
Seriously,
Did you not
this
hear
is
me
the
at all?
debate that we're
Did you
having.
not hear me at all?
I mean,
Okay, allow me to
I
go
mean,
to
it's
Pooja.
bizarre, the
Okay,
way
allow
you-
me to.
I mean, I'm very disappointed
allow
with
me
this.
to go
I'm
to
glad
Very
you are,
disappointed.
because I'm disappointed how I'm being misquoted left, right,
Okay,
and center.
allow me to go to Pooja. All right, the fact is, Pooja, Akshita gave an example of Netherlands. Let me give you examples which are internal. I'll give you the example of Dehradun. I'll give you the example of Ranikhet had a rabies problem, had a rabies breakout. Dehradun, Lucknow, Bombay, all of them had a dog menace problem. Over 5 years, they were able to contain it because they had the BMC, where Bombay was concerned, they actually put their money where their mouth was, which is in sterilization and the ABC program. It's known to have happened in our own country. We don't need to look at any other country to do so. This is the way forward.
Preeti, you're giving other examples. I'll give you my own examples. I have got rabies shots done and an immunoglobulin because I was attacked by a pack of dogs. Not in Delhi NCR, a few years ago. And I can tell you, I could not have saved myself. I'm an adult human. Had it not been a friend who pulled me out of that, I would have most likely been killed. I was not just bitten, I was attacked by that pack of dogs, again at night. Now, it was an exhaustive schedule to keep track of my rabies shots, then the booster dose, and I was paranoid. I think it happened over 2 months.
I know,
that-
I've had one.
Yes.
But
And-
I have been bitten by a cat, which strangely nobody has been.
and I was
Cat.
so paranoid. It has
Your
led to
point.
a certain fear. I was, I think, more comfortable earlier with dogs. Now, even in my society, because they are dog lovers, they feed them, we've all cooperated with it. But there have been times when post-sunset, I have to go back to my society. I have to call up a family member. It may sound weird, but a male member sometimes to say that, I'm in the parking. I've parked my car, but these pack of dogs are here. Can you just
I do
come
the
and
same.
assist
Yeah.
me
You have
till I
trauma.
reach my home?
You have trauma.
Till my
Yeah,
home.
fair
But
point.
again, the fact is, how many of us actually can just walk out and know we will not be attacked? It is a class issue, Preeti. How many of us ask anyone? It's not just about going for a walk. People have work they come back from. You cannot walk out. And I don't know how it has happened that we've not been able to control the population so we can coexist
No,
together.
one thing there's no doubt that dog lovers, feeders need to step down from the high moral ground that they sit on and are in complete denial what the ground realities are. That is pertinent and we need to look at that. What we need to address, Sneha, is cruelty the solution. Because that I don't think is the
manner
solution.
in which
I
this is
think,
happening.
Yeah.
I think the Supreme Court really, and I said this at the very beginning also, is coming from a place of frustration. It's clear that they know that this is something that they were supposed to do. ये नहीं किया तो अब ये तो करके दिखाए. So essentially, the dogs are going to. I have not an iota of doubt that we are really, the condition of the infrastructure is beyond dismal as far as shelter homes are concerned. And who's going to take care of them? What about their food, the budget to maintain these shelters? Again, another big
It'll
issue.
just be corruption.
So who's doing it? There will be
They'll be
corruption.
pocketing it, that's
I'm not
it.
saying it is the ideal situation, but I think this is the only possible situation.
Can I give you some examples? Can I give you some examples?
Who are they going to trust?
Let me give you
Akshita?
an
Is-
example.
is all I'm
I'll
trying
give you
to
some
ask you.
examples. One, there was an incident when in Jaipur they tried to do this. They said, we'll pack up all the dogs, we'll throw them in shelters. First, of course, all the dogs died. Second, there was a plague breakout. Why? Because of rats
Yes.
and rat bites. If we're okay with rat bites, let's go ahead and do this. Secondly, in IIT Madras, which is where I've studied, so I know this. In IIT Madras, they said, let's take all of the dogs out of the campus, put them in shelters. These shelters, they didn't allow anyone inside. So people who were taking care of a lot of these dogs went
Okay.
there to check what's happening.
Okay,
Nothing.
I've
And
got
so what did they
last
find? That
few
all
minutes.
of the dogs were dead.
Okay, last few minutes. Gaurav, why don't you come in? Anisha, you can come in again. But Gaurav, the fact is, it's not that we haven't done this before. It might have not come in as a Supreme Court order. I'll give you an example. G20, you and I both remember we covered the stories of dogs being hauled across the national capital, put in shelters.
Yes.
Many of them died. And that was not even a Supreme Court order.
So, because things haven't gone right in the past does not mean they cannot be set right in future.
Yes.
There's no Martian from outer space who's going to come and sort out your problem. It has to be sorted out in the society. So all these dog lovers should themselves volunteer. They should also go out with the MCD. When MCD is catching dogs, make sure it's being done in a humane way. When it is not being done in a humane way, then you pull them up
But
that
it's not
time.
their responsibility,
We pay taxes,
So
Okay,
again, I'm not being allowed to
everyone
complete
is-
my
allow
point.
10 seconds,
When
allow him to
everybody else
finish.
speaks, I keep quiet. When I
just
speak,
interrupt one
everybody,
second, guys.
just interrupt.
I have 2 minutes before my other show starts.
So-
So one
so-
literally
so-
interrupt.
so-
1
by-
second. Got it. Make
Exact-
your point.
So
Make
the
your
point is,
20 seconds
you
and
keep
then
an
you
eye
come
on the system.
Okay.
If the system is not functioning, you work to improve it.
After
But
they die.
lamb the system, it's so bad, nothing can be done about
Because
it.
nothing
So
has been.
let the rabid dog
But
be
the
on the
owners
street
cannot
is not an
follow.
argument.
But the
It's
owners-
just not an argument.
Rabid
And-
dogs cannot be on the street. Let's be very clear about
we're
that.
all saying
Whether
that, but
it's
Gaurav
rules,
wants to
whether
only
it's the
hand it down.
municipal corporation, whether it's the animal lovers.
And
a
let the
rabid
animal
dog
lovers also do
has-
so much
rabid
more
dog
for
has
dogs
to pay
and not
taxes.
just in
Okay,
words.
I think
Taxes,
That's it.
everyone
That's
pays
it.
Not
taxes.
just in words.
It's not like,
And
You know,
animal lovers
take
and
the
animal
abandoned
welfare
dog from a kennel,
organizations
take
Okay,
them
one
home.
second.
are
Okay, now
supposed
you
to be
bring
part
it.
of the
Let
unit.
Lawrence start shooting them dead because he doesn't want stray
No,
dogs.
no,
here.
take them
One
home.
second,
No,
guys.
you
Time
should
out.
अपने घर ले जाओ.
Shoot them dead.
Okay,
now.
I just want to
अपने
end.
घर ले जाओ.
I
People
just
will
want
start shooting them
to.
dead
Yeah.
also.
Okay,
Yeah,
one
because
second.
that's what they
Okay,
want.
Because if they get bitten, Akshita,
Okay.
people will also react.
So that is
Okay,
why
If they get bitten.
dog
Time
lovers
up.
should take the dogs
Guys,
home.
hard
No,
cut.
you should
Time
also
up.
shoot them if you don't want
Hard cut, Akshita. Time up, and we're going to leave it at the fact is also, viewers, for those of you who want to adopt little Amy, she was adorable. And if those of you who want to adopt little Amy, do write to us because she's up for adoption and she's a cutie. We're going to leave it at that. But viewers, on the larger issue, we are glad, as a society, we are glad that the Supreme Court has picked up the issue because it is a genuine problem that not just Delhi NCR is facing, but we are facing across the country. Dog menace is a problem, especially in the Delhi NCR region. But the question is this the solution? If not, then what it is? Let's try and find that solution. Let's not, try to believe that there is no problem, because there is a problem.